Shuffle Along, a musical comedy by composer Eubie Blake and lyricist Noble Sissle, featured an all-African-American cast and was the most significant achievement in black theater of its time. Shuffle Along debuted on Broadway at the 63rd Street Theater in New York City in May of 1921. Among the cast were Eubie Blake and Noble Sissle, Paul Floyd, Lottie G., Gertrude Sanders, and quite a few more. The plot centers on the characters Sam and Steve, who run for mayor in Jimtown, USA. If either one wins, he will appoint the other his chief of police. Sam wins with the help of a crooked campaign manager, but after the election, the two begin to disagree on petty matters. They then resolve their differences in a rousing, humorous, 20-minute-long fight scene. As they fight, their opponent for the mayoral position, Harry Walton, vows to end their corrupt regime. This is underscored in the song I'm Just Wild About Harry, playing right now. Harry wins the next election, as well as the girl, and runs Sam and Steve out of town. The show is a combination of ragtime, which was an American blend of European dance forms and African rhythm, which pitted the complex African syncopation against a strong basic beat, and operetta, and had an enormous impact on the development of the Broadway musical during its most vibrant years. It featured jazz dancing and was the first black musical to play white theaters across the United States. It was also a vital part of the black cultural renaissance of the 1920s. Sissle tells the story of the song I'm Just Wild About Harry, which hadn't been going over so well with audiences before one crucial evening. One night, one of the chorus boys was sick, and Bob Lee, a member of the singing ensemble, was drafted to replace him in the number. Bob couldn't dance very well, so we sent him on stage, leading in the number. He led the line so that he would be the last off and not in the way of the others when they made their exit. Miller, Lyles, and myself were making a quick change, and Blake was in the pit conducting, when all of a sudden we heard a roar of laughter from the audience. Lyles says, "I bet Bob Lee fell down." Then there was terrific applause, and we all three ran to the wings to see what happened. Blake flew up out of the pit, wild-eyed. Keep him in, he yelled, and disappeared. Thought he'd gone nuts, but by then the encore was on. And then we saw. Bob Lee could not do the steps the other fellows were doing, and he couldn't get off stage. So he dropped out of the line, and with a smile and a high-stepping routine of his own, he stopped the show cold. In New York, I'm Just Wild About Harry, the song they'd almost thrown out, became a sensation. Bob Lee took 9 to 10 encores a night, and within a year after Shuffle Along opened, Harry had been recorded by a number of well-known dance bands of the era and would eventually go on to become President Harry Truman's election song.